All right. Hey, everybody. Old Guy Jamming here. Today we're going to put the OCD Germanium. Bought this on a blemish deal. I don't know if you can see that little spot right there. See that little spot on the edge? That got me oodles off on a Halloween night sale as well. I'm not an advocate of buying unusable overdrive pedals. You know, how many is enough? However, I am a fan of limited run pedals, and these are a limited run, so I thought I'd check it out. That's the Germanium. This is the OCD version 1.7. 1.7. It's a good pedal. So we're going to put them together against each other. I'm playing through the Ibanez TSA 15, a 6v6 tube amp that I'm really starting to enjoy. I think it's great. And I'm playing my green Charvel because it has some good variable tunes, a nice neck pickup, and a nice bridge humbucker. So we'll put these together, see what you think, and then a little wrap up at the end with my opinion. at the end there, we, the second time through, pushed it into a dirty amp using the integral tube screamer that's part of the TSA-15, which is an interesting deal. I'm going to do a review on that head. I like it so much. I'm going to pull the tubes out. We'll do a before and after. Old tubes, new tubes, biasing it, so you get to see how to bias the amp and then see what kind of difference new tubes make in that. Since I picked it up used, I imagine the tubes could be changed. That's always a good thing to do with a used amp if you pick one up. If there's any kind of little hiss or noise, and sometimes you can just bet on the tubes needing to be swapped out. But on the second time, we ran the tube screamer up on the head a little bit and then pushed the pedals through that as to push a clean lead tone, to boost a lead tone, and both of them did great. They sound even better through a dirtier amp like the Marshall. But the things I noticed, and it's a subtle difference, but and you might not hear it too well in the over the YouTube, but the differences are this is a darker pedal. And if I read somewhere where it was more like the version 1.2 OCD, and if you're familiar with the OCD pedal, version 1.2 right now can run you as high as $200, $350 because it's out of, they don't make them anymore, and it's a great pedal. This is a 1.7. It's a little more mid-range. It's got more mids to it, but it also doesn't crank over. It gets a little flubby when you push the overdrive all the way over, unlike the Germanium, which stays nice and clear even with the drive cranked. So this is a little more mid-scooped. This is a little more mid-strong. This, I think, especially through something like the Marshall, this OCD drives a lead tune better because of that mid-high balance, whereas this one is a little bit thin sounding because it's got a little more mid-scoop character to it. This, however, will act more, almost get into distortion pedal territory, whereas this one really doesn't. That mid-high characteristic and the flubby nature of that being driven all the way over doesn't lend itself to acting well as a super drive pedal, whereas this one, I think as a standalone, it's great if you're looking for a super crunch tone and or even a distorted tone. This one has more clarity. It's more transparent, I believe, than this one, which is nice if you're playing something where you want a softer drive pedal, like maybe with a Telecaster through a Fender, or a Telecaster or a Strat through a single channel head. This one will give you more of a transparent, mellower drive. It goes from mellow to pretty heavy more easily than this one, in my opinion. This one kind of has a sweet spot right there in the, in the middle, whereas this one has more variability over the whole range of the drive. I stayed in high pass mode on both of them because I don't like low pass on either one, and that's that's my choice. Great pedals, and another neat thing about these is they work so well together. You can use this OCD Germanium as your crunch tone or your overdriven tone, and then because of the neat, mid-high characteristics of this, you can turn this on with the drive down and the volume cranked and get a killer lead tone into this pedal without a whole lot of mud taking place, without losing a lot of clarity. And you saw during one of the, part of the video, I turned them both on, and it didn't, over compress. You don't lose, there wasn't a whole lot of sag or strange stuff going on. So they work really well together. So if you don't have both, you could get both. They're great. If you're choosing one versus the other, it depends on what you want. They're both great, but it depends on what you want and the type of amp you already have. All right, well, that's my review of those two pedals. Enjoy. See you next time.